So let's go on a cruise, okay? Two ships leave a port at noon. Ship A is traveling at bearing north 32 degrees west at a speed of 5 miles an hour. Ship B is traveling at bearing south 75 degrees east, 4 miles an hour. How far apart are they at 4 p.m.? What do you got, folks? Draw the lines. Very good, B. Rody. He's on the... So he's going to go right here. He's going to start here. And north 32 degrees west. What does that look like? Help me out. Like that? Okay. Iceberg, right ahead. 32.
You should make a problem where like the exact angle that.
Okay, next one is traveling at let's see what. We got south 75 degrees east. What does that look like? South 75 degrees to the east. Like that? Okay. So this would be 75. I want to know how far apart they are. It makes a triangle. Sweet. We are really good at triangles in this class. I want to know that distance, how far apart they are. But I don't have any lengths of the triangle yet. Can somebody tell me a length of the triangle? Chiaki said it. 2016, how'd you get it, dude? Yeah, he said the first ship is traveling at 5 miles an hour. And for how many hours has it been traveling? Noon to 4 p.m. would be 4 hours. So 4 hours, 5 miles per hour, total of 20 miles. Noon to 4 is 4 hours. Let's look at the next one. The next one's traveling at 4 miles an hour. 4 miles an hour for 4 hours, 16 miles. Well, I got two sides. It's a big ship. So I've got two, it's a barge. I've got two sides. I could really use an angle. How about that angle right there? 90 plus 15 plus 32. Very good. Well, if this much is 75, then that little sliver there is 15. Uh, 32 degrees is this angle right there.
I thought it was the angle like.
No, it's not. It's not this angle. It's so yeah. So we got 137 degrees is that angle right here. All of a sudden I got side angle side. Side angle side says I use what? Law of cosines. Let's do it. D squared equals 20 squared plus 16 squared minus 2 times 20 times 16 times a cosine of 137 degrees. Get my handy dandy calculator. And I get that. Is that my answer? Square root the answer. I get 33.53. Sweet. If you go on a cruise and somebody else goes on a different cruise and you're parting ways, you'll be able to figure that out. What? They are. Just like addition and subtraction are the same. You add the opposite, you multiply by the reciprocal. They're the same. Nope. She's a smart person. Okay, A plane flies 300 miles at a certain bearing. I'm going to fly. I need a bearing north 80 degrees east. Like that? All right, I'm going 80, okay? 80 degrees. So that's my bearing. I fly for 300 miles, and at some point, I turn. And I don't want to do north 70 degrees east. I'm going to do north 20 degrees east. I always forget to change the problem. I'm sorry. Stop yawning. So this is north. What should I do? Oh, like that? So this is a 20-degree bearing that we're headed. And we flew in that direction for 400 miles. I need to know the distance. Hey, what do you know? I've got two sides. Sure be nice if I had an angle. How can I figure out the angle? This angle right here is not 20. I'm headed at a 20-degree bearing. So we don't know any of the angles yet. All we know is really that this measurement is 180, and all the angles of the triangle add 180. There's something you got to see here. It is not a 70-degree angle. It's not 160. It's not 110. All right. Stop focusing on this angle. Focus on this angle. It would be 60. Why is this 60 right here? Because I was traveling at an 80-degree bearing and I turned to a 20-degree bearing, so I turned 60 degrees. So that would be 120 degrees right there. Close counts and horseshoes and hand grenades. So we've got d squared is equal to 300 squared plus 400 squared minus 2 times 300 times 400 times the cosine of 120. And I get 370,000. It's not my answer. I got square root. I get 608.28. You had to kind of see that trick, didn't you, of how much you turned, huh? Let's skip example 3 and do 4 and 5 instead. There's a piece of land, and somebody builds a road right through it, makes a triangle parcel of land. And they're wondering what angles are formed against the frontage road. So we've got this road right here. I do. And we're going to have, like, I don't know. Yep, like some cows and pigs and all sorts of stuff. And we know that it's 235 feet of frontage against the road. The other sides are 110 and 165. The question is, what angles are formed against the frontage road? So namely, What is angle A and what is angle B? Somebody say something intelligent. Side, side, side. So I must use the law of cosines. And I start by solving for which angle? The largest. So C. That way I can draw out the obtuse angle if there is one. So I have 235 squared is equal to 110 squared plus 165 squared. It's 2 times 110 times 165 times the cosine of angle C. (110 squared), 165 squared, and I'm going to subtract that from the 235 squared. So I'm going to subtract both those over, and I get 15,900. And with what I'm left on the right-hand side, will it be positive or negative? Negative due to the negative 2. So negative 2 times 110 times 165, and I get negative 36,300. I divide both sides by that, so 15,900 divided by the answer, and I get, whoa! Second entry, bring it back, and insert a division sign. And there I get, still totally wrong now. Okay, we'll try again. 15,900 divided by negative 36,300, and I get negative 0.43802. So is this, it's negative. So what does that tell me about the angle? Second quadrant angles acute or obtuse? Obtuse. So if you cosine inverse, you should get an obtuse angle. And do I? Yep, 115.98. Sweet. Jayaki is correct. We are going to do the law of sines. The sine of 115.98 divided by 235 is equal to the sine of... Do I have to worry about coming up with an obtuse angle? No, we've already found it. So sine of A over 165, whatever you want. Uh, 0.631 sine inverse, because it just sounds good, and we get 39.14. Can I then find angle B? 180 subtract the answer minus 115.98 and 24.88. So it looks like 39.14 and 24.88 are the two angles formed against the frontage road. How do you like me now? Are you ready for, if you don't have anything nice to say, Jake, don't say anything at all. All right, here we go. This is my favorite problem. I promise that you will have this problem on the test. It'll be worth 6 points. Some people will refuse to learn it, and for that, you will cost yourself a full letter grade on the test. So make sure you learn it if you want to keep your A on the test. Again, I know that some things we're learning are difficult, but again, the last math problem I did, it took me an hour. This one took me an hour to do. So sometimes learning challenging things take more time than just 10 minutes. We have to focus through it. So let's try this one. We got a river. Say that this river is near some, I don't know, salt water, and so we get some sharks in here. We got a swimmer. Who swims in this class? Carter. Carter's got a little flesh wound. He's a little bit of blood. Yeah, there you go, Rich. So, poor guy swimming. All right. Yeah, so we've got this piece of land. It butts up against the river. We know that the other boundary lines are 285 feet, 564 feet, and 322 feet. And I know that the angles formed by the northernmost boundaries are 98 degrees and 105 degrees. The question is, what is the area of that shape of land? It's a very applicable problem. We want to be able to identify the amount of area for various reasons. But at the end of the day, we don't have a formula really for the area of this type of quadrilateral. This is kind of difficult. It's not a trapezoid because the top and bottom are parallel. So what do you want to do? Yeah, make triangles. Let's cut it in half. We know how to do triangles, so let's just slice it. Boom. Like that? All right. So we got triangle 1 right here. And we got triangle 2. Can I find the area of triangle 1? Yeah, 1/2 times 285 times 564 times the sine of 98. Now all of a sudden you guys understand why I was having you find the area, so you get used to this and not think about A, B, and C, but just side angle side. Everybody see that? Well, I'm halfway there. If you can't get this far on the test, you're not trying hard enough. Everybody can do this. $79,000. And so now is where it gets a little bit more confusing. I get that triangle 2 is not as easy to solve because do you have 2 sides for triangle 2? No. And you don't have the angle either, do you? Because this whole angle right here is 105 degrees. So I could really use this side, couldn't I? Can I find that side? No. Law of cosines. Namely that c squared is equal to 285 squared plus 564 squared minus 2 times 285, 564 cosine of 98. What? You have 285, so I've got side angle side here, right? And squirt the answer, and we get Satan. All right. Bad stuff. Okay. We'll deal with it. Hey, anybody ever seen The Burbs? Nobody's ever seen it. The house next door is like just like, there is no lawn anymore. Everything's falling down off the house. They have like an incinerator in their basement. The dog digs up a femur in the yard next door. They go over to knock on the door, and this is the address. And when they knock on the door, the 9 falls down, and so they all just get freaked out then, and so they like twist down. Anyway, you gotta watch it. Great movie, The Burbs. Gotta watch it. No, it's not black and white. Not the birds, the burbs, as in the suburbs. Yeah, so it makes fun of people who live in the suburbs. So, all right. So good. I've got I got side C. I could really use angle B. I know that A plus B is 105, but finding angle B is going to be tough. Could I find angle A? How do I find angle A? Law of sines, yeah. The sine of angle A divided by what? 285 is equal to the sine of 98 divided by 666.38. So we'll see what happens here. 285 sine of 98 divided by Satan is that. I'm going to sign inverse because it's a free country. And I get 25.06. Okay. $79.94. All right. Well, now do I have a side angle side? Boy, this problem became easy all of a sudden, huh? Triangle 2 is going to be 1/2 times 666.38 times 322 times the sine of 79.94. So 0.5 times 666.38 times 322 times the sine of 79.94 is 105,637.68. I'll add that to my previous result. Go away. And I get 185,225.52 feet squared, which is, about 4 acres. An acre is about 44,000 square feet. So cool. What? I don't know. Divide by 43,600, I think, is the actual amount. We get 4¼ acres. So here's your assignment. 6.5, page 519. I'll write it on the board. Book assignment. I know I am a liar, I will admit. Numbers 27 and then 32 through 37. You don't have to do 38, but if you want to do it for fun, you can, because I know you guys don't get challenged enough in the class. And then I would also like you to find the area of this shape. I'd like you to find the area of that shape. The one I drew on the board. And if you have all your homework done and you're looking for something challenging to do, again, I do have extensions up there. And I should have the answer key ready to go, hopefully pretty shortly here. No, that's just, like I said, I feel bad if you guys get bored in my class. If you're like, this is easy. Lolly, you're in trouble. All right. I better turn off the video.